Do your best Chewbacca impression.
Yeah. Oh. Toast that toasted baby in the morning light.
You gotta make it, wiggle, you know what I'm saying? Make that wiggle, dog.
Hey, you gotta be like the Wiggles.
You gotta be like, look,
Big
ready?
ship sailed. How many puffs does it take to be a man? How stinky that actually going into that cigar shop in Vegas was kind of like, maybe I don't want to be a cigar guy. I kind of like being able to breathe.
Yeah, being a pipe guy though.
Oh, pipe guy, yeah, true. We were the pipe guys the other day.
Yeah.
All the pipes coming out. The Boa War pipe.
Yeah. And it was like that scene, although less...
A scene?
That scene from Inglourious Bastards, but I don't want to imply that one of us is one of them.
When you say that scene, it's a film that has lots of that scene.
The pipe
the holding
scene.
thing. Ah.
Right at the beginning, where he like pulls out the crazy pipe, the like Sherlock Holmes pipe.
Classic.
So, you know, it's like that's your pipe, that's not a pipe, this is a pipe. Wham. And we had these like ridiculously long pipes. Like.
The Gandalf pipe.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of after.
Yeah. Not so much the Christoph Waltz.
Figure out, figure in, figure left, figure right, figure down.
Figure up, figure down. We're all clowns.
We're all clowns in the end.
I live my life as a clown.
I live my life for the flag. I live for the flag. And the amendments that I live for as well.
Amendments?
Yes. They're an order of importance.
I want the commenters, because that's going to be in the episode 100%. I need the commenters to say, like, the Americans are the...
It's like half the audience.
Have you ever met someone who genuinely talks like that? Because I really hope there's still people that just...
There must be. Because, like...
I don't know if it's like a Cockney thing where, like, it's...
It's definitely real, though, because, like, it might not be the best example.
It's real, but I don't know if it's, like, a dead...
Right. It might not be the best,
speaking.
like, healthiest example, but, all this boogie drama lately, he's got this, like, 20-year-old girlfriend who has an accent kind of like that. So it does exist,
Okay.
I guess.
Okay.
I mean, Texas is a big-ass place. You know? And it's not just Texas that will have that accent. There'll be lots of places.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, the whole state hasn't caught up to modern times. So there might be
that's
some,
for
like...
damn sure.
Well, and I'm sure there's still, like, oil barons out there.
Oil mean.
Oil mean.
Like oil mean.
Got some oil for me, boy.
I rewatched There Will Be Blood like a week ago or so.
Did it make you cry?
Didn't make me cry, but it made me want to sort of beat up children. Is that a bleeper? Or is that just being an oil man?
I think that's just modern masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a boy, I was beaten beyond belief, and I believe it did me good.
Weak men create hard times. Weak men create hard times.
Hard times.
Hard times indeed.
Create strong man.
Strong man create, I don't know.
Easy times.
Yeah. Smooth sailings.
Yeah.
Gladiators.
But if that's true, then the people who are saying that are the weak men.
What do funny men create?
Surely,
Funny men create hilarious times.
maybe.
Maybe it's as simple as that. I feel like we just overcomplicate everything. Why can't we just keep it simple for once? Let's get Simp in the house. Let's get Simp in the house.
Let's get Simp in the house. Ba, 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 da, ba, 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 da, ba.
That's what you're doing, right?
I don't know what that was.
Huh?
What was that?
You seriously don't know that?
Do it again. Ba, 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 da, ba. Do it again.
Bar, 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 bar.
What the fuck is that? You're starting to do the Simpsons theme and then just like trailing off.
No, I'm not. I'm doing like the song. It's like a woman, kind of a high-pitched voice. You don't know that song?
What the fuck are you talking about? That.
Everyone knows that song. That's one of those like do it into Soundhound and it will come up.
No, you're lying.
It will.
Because you're doing the goddamn Simpsons.
No, I'm not.
Theme.
That's da 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 da. I'm going. Ba, 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 da, ba.
Yeah, you're like getting to the Simpsons theme and then just like switching right at the end.
Well, maybe they ripped off Danny Elfman. I don't know.
Okay.
Who also composed the Desperate Housewives theme.
Okay.
But do you want to know who did the music episode by episode? In Desperate
Ezra.
Housewives.
George Ezra.
Steve Jablonsky, the same composer as Gears of War.
No way. Well, that's the hardest.
Desperate Housewives did Gears of War.
Yeah,
Let's go.
that repertoire.
Huh?
God
And
damn.
both are fire.
Yeah. He killed it.
Equally as fire as each other.
Yeah, he's got what do you call it? Like
Big balls.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stick with that. Or no balls.
Yeah,
Either or.
that's fine. I don't go.
Yeah.
We go up to go down. We go down to go up.
Sometimes you have to go backwards to move forwards.
Can you do the intro? I really don't want to do it today for some reason. Like I really don't want to do
talk me through the intro.
the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can give you like a guideline of what we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, this is a checklist. We've got to introduce the show with the catchphrase.
Okay.
Then
What's the catchphrase?
we say each other's names. At the moment, the catchphrase is. Like that's how we start. So you got to do that before it's like. And welcome to the new one, where this episode we're gonna go hard on woke.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Count me in.
3 and a 2 and a 3 and a 2 and a.
Welcome everybody to the Woke Destroyers podcast, where we gather the round table together and take down those wokies.
Those bloody wokies. We figured out how to do it.
I'm anti-woke Jamie, joined by anti-woke Alex, and today we're going to start revealing the truths and radicalizing some youths.
You're the woke destroyer. I'm the woke decimator.
I feel like decimator is like a rank above, so I'm not cool with it.
Well, you suggest something then. They both need to start with D though.
I'm the woke devastator, and you're the woke decimator.
Okay, those are equal.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from?
There we go. We're introed, baby. Thank you to all of our lovely, equally anti-woke patrons over at patreon.com. Or Patreons over at patreon.com. Should I say. Who's Dibby tier and above get their names read out of the first or second week of the month.
Damn
Every
straight.
month.
Damn
Forever.
straight.
Until the woke are demolished. And then we can retire.
It's going to take a while. We got a plight, a plight which you can help us support over at Patreon. I rearranged the jar doc ever so slightly, so there's like this nice little interactive checklist for housekeeping, because I always forget to mention certain things, like the patron exclusive group chat. That's a little perk in there. We'll go into one of the comments that was suggested on there shortly. This episode is sponsored by the Geek Cave. As it always is.
Yep, fellow anti-wokers.
If you're against the ads, the ones embedded into the show on YouTube or on Podbean or whatever, there's the raw MP3 uploaded to Patreon, completely ad-free. And finally, the Red Dead video is now live for everybody. So check that out. Let us know what you think. And as I just said, on that Jar Media Patreon group chat, that only Manx Jarling can get the housekeeping segment going. Maybe mention the future of the As They Say series, what you might cover next, and if you want to do more. We'll talk about this a little bit, because as of us recording this, we just made the Red Dead one live. It's been on Patreon for a few weeks. Mm-hmm. We've had this one kind of on the cards for a while.
A long time.
We don't necessarily have like an immediate follow-up, just because the nature of like, there are a couple of issues for me, whereas like one, there aren't many hyperfixations or special interests that kind of engage me like Red Dead, to apply that level of like editing and commitment and research. It has to be something like I really care about. Unless it's more of like, is if as epic as they say. I could do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they don't all have to be like hours and hours long.
No.
By any means.
Of course, yeah.
Maybe
you've brought me like ideas for ones you'd like to.
Yeah, ones I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would be a good idea, and let us know if it does sound like a good idea. But if you and I come up with some options, and then we ask the patrons,
maybe do a vote, yeah,
what they would like to see the most.
That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Just like this one from Skak Newman. Breathe in, breathe out. It's time.
Breathe in, breathe out. If your eyes stop,
forgot about that.
Get your knees out.
Frog Jade says, can't wait to see the cameras moved up to the ceiling so we can get the world's first top-down view podcast. I'm glad someone's noticed the gradual elevation.
The one guy that's noticed.
We're going up in this world.
Yeah. Can we get much higher? So high. Do you remember that slug show?
A Love Island. That's an As They Say we've been meaning to do for a long time. A Love Island movie.
Yeah.
You know, there's that. We only did Phantom Menace. You know? There's options. Retina's 2001 says, major world events that happen on weekends are doomed to not be talked about on JARChive. So I had to put a little, like, stinger or a little preface in the last episode. We were talking about the football and how it was going to come home, and obviously didn't come home. And then, if that wasn't enough, there was an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. So pretty quiet week, all in all.
Yeah.
Just dodging Civil War II just by an ear.
England lost at football, and a president was almost murdered. Like,
yeah.
What's new? It's pretty standard.
I don't know if there's much you really want to say on that topic. I don't really have much to add. I just kind of wanted to mention it at least once in this episode, just so.
Yeah, I think
historical sake, you know, just so I can say, oh, that's where you were around that time.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up. And I think Spain did deserve it. So, yeah.
Deserve to win.
Yeah. Spain deserved to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They played better. They were better throughout.
I agree.
And that's all I'm going to say on this.
I've got one more thing to say.
Touchy subject.
I have one more thing. This might need to be beeped. But it goes a little something like. Ba, 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 ba. I think it's real. I hope it's real.
It's not fucking real. Danny Elfman
is real.
Jumped on it. Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman probably composed it.
Okay, at the end of this episode, you go onto SoundHound and do that. See what happens. Put your money where your
Everyone listening already knows. I'm like just making new versions like, as we sit here. Just riffing. Just vibing.
We're just scatting over the attempted assassination.
Maybe like a vaporwave version.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah.
Bugsy's Seagull 2591 says, Beast, British comedy is absolutely not dead. The most obvious place to look is Taskmaster. Absolutely hilarious every time and introduces you to loads of hilarious comedians, none of which buy into that Russell Brand, Ricky Gervais type. Can't say anything these days shtick. Some personal favourites of mine that I've seen from the show are Greg Davies, the host, John Robbins, Nish Kumar, Ed Gamble, James A. Caster, Sarah Pascoe, and Fern Brady. You know Greg Davies.
Yeah, from Kinda Funny.
No, you do, right? He's the giant, he's got like grey hair.
No, the old teacher, yeah.
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 I haven't seen this myself, but I recognise a lot of these comedians.
Yeah, I've heard, I've even seen clips, it's just like...
It's on sort of television, so I'd say.
Yeah, it's TV, so sorry. When I say things, right, I'm talking about my specific perspective. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't watch TV and I'm not being exposed to this. So to me,
so it's not
it doesn't
real.
exist.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone has the same life experience.
And on the same note, there was a comedian that had passed away that you were trying to remember and neither of us could. Hoodie left a comment saying, Jim is getting confused and mixing 8 out of 10 cats with Would I Lie to You? Sean Locke was the comedian who passed away. And he was absolutely love you. Absolutely lovely, sorry. Comedy in the UK really did perish when he died. We were talking about Would I Lie to You?
We were talking about them like kind of...
We're talking about both, yeah. But Sean Locke is who you're trying to think of.
Yeah,
and he is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
In the same time I was watching all the clips of David Mitchell, I was also watching clips of him, and holy fuck is he funny.
Yeah.
Just so effortlessly funny.
Yeah, like that kind of funny where you get the impression that he's not even thinking about it. He's not trying to be funny, and he's the funniest person there.
Yeah.
He's the funniest person.
Consistently.
Just incredible human being.
2 more here before we go into topics. Idle High says, Run. I'm the guy that made the Crazy Goblins cover, and I just wanted to say that I recently released an album. My band is called Hidle Eye, and the album is called Hide a Lie. So if any of the mighties who enjoyed the cover would consider checking the album out, I'd really appreciate it. To avoid this being just self-promotion, I also wanted to pose a question to Jar. Do you think there's going to be a big resurgence of interest in live music in the nearest future? As AI gets better and better at replicating real music, it might become impossible to differentiate new music by real artists from generated slop. Seeing an artist live might become the only way to authentically experience their music. What are your thoughts on this? Brr.
That's an awesome idea.
It's an interesting idea, but it's also like, I don't see, like, it's not like cinemas where it feels like it's this dying thing. Like, live music is kind of always a consistent. I feel like people are always interested.
Yeah, I could see it becoming more of a niche, and I could see like the hologram technology and stuff like is it Hatsune Miku?
Yeah.
You know, she's like an AI.
And that existed so long ago.
Yeah, a fake pop star who's existed for ages, and I feel like we're gonna get more stuff like that, and like people go to Coachella to see like virtual artists.
Yeah, there's already like the ABBA thing already in London that they do.
Yeah. So it'll probably be stuff like that where it's like the Tupac hologram.
Or imagine like the way Gorillaz used to perform. You know, they'd have the screen like this time it would just be like AI, an AI cartoon. Your favorite Martian comes back AI generated.
Yeah. I feel like it won't ever fully die. It might just be more niche.
I feel like out of everything that it's going to impact, it's going to take a while for that to be the thing that it eradicates. I don't think it's going to live music first.
No, I think it's going to wipe out a bunch of other mediums beforehand. But really interesting
quandary to think about.
Yeah, certainly.
Joe Russell 03W can end this. Not a farmer, but my dad works with them. The term for the past tense for shear a sheep is sheared.
It is.
Sheared. A sheared sheep.
That sheep was sheared.
A little bit bloody sheared. I have 1 or 2 things I want to mention, but I'll throw it to you first just in case.
Okay.
Anything you want to bring up on this day?
No, I think the things that where my mind has given processing power towards, we've touched on, and don't really want to say more about.
Okay. Well, why don't I say this then? What's one of our most consistent pieces of advice that we've given over the years?
Live like a dog.
Damn straight. Damn straight. And today, right here, right now, I am going to prove just how easy it is to live like a dog. Okay?
Okay.
And that is going to involve buttons.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to try and communicate you with buttons only for a little minute, for the rest of the podcast.
Okay.
If that's
For
okay
the rest of the
for the rest of the show, okay?
Okay.
It's just only going to be replies with buttons, okay?
Yep.
So kind of like Blue Peter, these are the ones I prepared earlier. These are the buttons I prepared.
Blue Peter, these are the various like animals.
These are the various buttons I prepared. I really don't want, when I lift this pillow and reveal all the buttons, if any of them make a noise, you have to cover your ears because it will ruin it.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, no, we're good.
Now, have you learned which color corresponds?
Yes, I
to
color
which?
coded them.
So you've memorized this like a dog.
Yes. And like a dog, these buttons, to preface, are designed as like a dog training device. So like,
We've all seen the TikTok videos.
exactly, yeah.
You
The
know.
collie going like, feed me. Bloody.
Feed me, bastard.
Yeah. So, I feel like you need to just sort of begin. There needs to be like a moment where I stop talking and I turn into the buttons.
Okay, are we gonna have like a fake like conversation? Like,
I kind of need more like, pretend it's more like an interview, right? And you're asking questions.
okay,
Yes or no questions would be ideal.
only yes or no question.
I'm a dog. It needs to be fairly simple. Okay.
Right.
Especially when I can only remember what 2 of these 5 buttons do. And at the end, there's a certain surprise that involves you as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. When do you want to start? Are you prepared? Right now. Right now. Right now. Okay, hello, Alex. How are you?
Oh, bloody do go on.
Sounds like you're well.
Oh, bloody do go on.
So tell me, are you hungry?
Stop it!
No?
Stop it!
Okay.
Oh, bloody do go on.
Are you enjoying that cigar?
Oh, bloody do go on.
What's good in the hood? What the fuck is that? Wait. Why am I listening? What the fuck is that? Huh? I can't tell. Is that fucking the good band?
Go on.
That needs to stay. That needs to fucking stay. That's so fire. It sounds like a better song through that.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Do you want to press the orange button? Man, living like a dog is really easy. Why is this one so loud?
Can I talk now?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've demonstrated how easy it is to
how
live
easy
like a
it
dog.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favourite one? Not alive, and it's not you. I enjoyed that, but it's not done though. There's one more. The jar blue. And this is my gift to you. It's untouched. Needs to be forged. That's the default.
Hello.
You
Is that
must-
what it's saying?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So now's your chance to create a new way of communication. The aliens might find this button one day and use it as a way to figure out what's up.
Or not the aliens. The next, like the replacement humans, the plant humans.
So yeah.
Should I leave
And
a
the-
message to the plant humans or just do
And there's
some...
and there's the little circle as the mic, that little dot thing.
Which dot?
Yeah.
I hope this comes through clearly. I'm going to press the record button.
That's a good one. Maybe that should be the Star Wars button.
Yeah, that's the
Like the protest. The way it cuts off is good.
Yeah.
Okay, here we got some options then.
Yeah. Hopefully the cops don't get called.
Oh, bloody do go on.
I do like that one. That's the Marvel button.
If you want more Marvel, you
Yeah.
you hit the green.
Oh, bloody
Dude, go on.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Are you gonna train dog to use it?
I'm gonna teach her what bloody means. So
you're
like,
like-
I'm bloody hungry. Bloody need water refreshed.
Give her a tickle tummy and then she goes over and she's like, "Oh, bloody, do go on."
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a topic, I guess. That was my one. That's what I'm bringing to the scene.
I like it. I like it.
There's that, and there's one other thing, right? I don't know whether I should even. You know the UK, right? We the joke is that we need a license for everything,
Right.
right?
Do we?
That's the meme. Other countries, they make fun of us for a license. You need a license for that, mate. Type stuff.
Right.
Obviously, the biggest joke of a license is the TV license, right? And I've had TV license stories before, but I got a new one. Right. At like 9 p.m, like a few days ago, I get an email from the TV license people, and they're like, "Tut tut tut, we've seen that you've logged in and watched something on iPlayer." And I'm thinking like, wait, what? I never use iPlayer, what? Then I remembered. The only way to watch the BBC political debates was through BBC. I watched one on my phone, and I guess that counts. To take part in democracy, you have to pay the TV license. Let's go.
And is there a fine if you don't pay for a TV license and you're using BBC?
There's no fine, but they're like, since you used it, you now need to.
Right.
For the one time in 5 years that I used BBC iPlayer. So
what's the consequences, though, of watching BBC and not paying?
You get an email.
Yeah, but there must be, like, a next step.
Yeah, there's
if you were
must pay now.
If you were regularly watching BBC, what would they do?
They send the agent. I've had the agent come to my house. This house. I've had one of the TV license agents in this house.
They're vicious. The second someone, because like it's immediately expected of every single person to have a TV license.
Which is goofy, because it's like, it's not my fault that you didn't adapt with the times and kind of just ignored the streaming service revolution and then have been left in the dust.
I don't need access.
Every other like political debate was hosted on, on ITV or Channel 4. Those were on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
BBC doesn't because they've got to justify the TV license.
Got to justify their wages.
They put like little clips of it on their YouTube channel. No.
I saw a debate though on like the ITV YouTube channel. Was that a different one?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You got to change with the times, man. Because like our granddad years ago was getting harassed by the British.
And he literally
TV
didn't even
license.
have a TV.
He didn't own a TV, and like they came into his house and they were like, "Where is it then?" And he's like, "I told you I don't have one." And they're like, but like, where really is it?
Yeah.
like he's hiding a TV.
Like the beginning of Inglourious Basterds, he's got like a TV.
Yeah, under the floorboards. He lights up his pipe. Are they down there? Yeah.
Better have just been Channel 4.
It's fucking absurd.
It is completely absurd.
Just have adverts.
If that's
That's all it takes.
that's how I was watching Thunderdome, because it was on ITV with adverts, and I was like, you know what? I'm not buying Thunderdome.
Yeah.
But I'll watch it with ads.
Yeah, if you make it easy to access, people don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's the key. These motherfuckers.
They've ruined it.
Yeah.
They done ruined it.
Like Amazon having adverts now as well. Prime.
Yeah.
Lame as hell, but like, I'm not gonna go through the effort.
Lame.
You can pay to not have them, right?
On Amazon?
Yeah.
It's like a tier thing now, yeah.
Yeah, they're all doing tiers now. Everything's a tier. So at least BBC doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. British TV sucks anyway.
Yeah.
That's my belief.
My belief is that we'll be back after these messages. Yeah. Life can be a dick sometimes, so get your dick from out your hand. And don't be a dick, wear a dick. Dick the Head t-shirts available now. Check the description below. Yeah.
Not my glasses.
Not my glass.
Do not reveal my Millhouse eyes.
Tiny Millhouse eyes. Are you still afraid you have Millhouse eyes?
Always will, always have. Always have, always will.
You hold the tiny eye fear.
Hello there, Billy.
Oh, bloody do go on.
Don't know if you like that.
Do you like the light? Oh, bloody do go on.
Quite attached to bloody. I feel like it's good.
Bloody.
I've just found a good way to summarize all of the UK. One word.
Yeah. It doesn't work. I think that's the reason it's so
Potent.
us. You can't say it in another accent.
True. Yeah. It's bloody British, alright? It's bloody British.
Bloody British.
Have you seen that guy? He goes around kind of LARPing as a working class pint drinking lad type dude, but he's actually like a privately educated toff.
Nigel Farage.
I mean, kind of. But, what are we talking about here? Bloody, oh my god, it's the second half of the cast, where we bloody head over to the suggestion thread and go over to the... We go over to the Redditors, and my god, do we see what they're up to.
Those bloody Redditors.
Do you think it's something like this? That's what Redditors should be saying, am I right?
That's a pretty average Redditor, in my opinion.
That's their inner monologue. But Grammy Jame can get us going here. Long time hearer, first time ever writing ever with crayon. I asked my mummy to type this out for me. Open bracket, blue. Mama, close bracket, tease. I have a friend whose younger brother has been taught to articulate his feelings using colours, and I think saying, "You're giving me a red feeling," is ripe for potential as a jar meme. You're giving me green feeling.
Oh, bloody, go on.
What was red again?
Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is quite red. I mean, we're kind of doing a red episode, but I think that's a terrible fucking idea.
I'm feeling a little bit purple right now.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
You know?
What if they're colorblind? I'm feeling extremely grey.
Yeah. Which grey?
Like dark grey.
Yeah, surely you should be teaching your kids to articulate just like in the English language.
Maybe.
Not any other language.
Maybe they're the opposite of colorblind. They can only communicate in color.
Oh, I'm feeling mighty maroon.
I'm pretty cerulean right now.
Don't make me go lilac on you.
Mr. of Kuskama, what? Says, what's up with Alex's disdain for Randy? Sure, none of the boys like him, but Jim and James have at least been able to put their differences aside and talk to him on the cast. Meanwhile, Alex always seems to be childishly absent. Really shows how immature he is compared to Jim. Unless there's some secret family drama we're not aware of. Do you want to fill them in, or...?
I don't think they need to know about personal,
It probably is a little bit too personal.
Yeah.
To reveal that whole
Like,
thing.
I mean, to save Randy's lack of being in prison, I won't divulge...
Yet.
Well, yeah. I won't divulge...
We normally record right before crazy things happen, so who knows by Monday drop. By Monday drop.
Oh.
Huh?
Let's just say the guy likes knives.
Like Boogie.
Does Boogie like knives?
I keep bringing up this Boogie drama.
Yeah, Boogie takes up a fucking huge amount of your brain capacity.
Yeah.
Like 60%
Because
of your
do you know what's
brain goes
been
to-
driving me crazy?
What?
Is I've spoken to Boogie once, right? And in that conversation, he told me something that I just can't forget. A piece of advice that I know for a fact he did not follow, but he made an effort to tell me specifically. He went, make sure you diversify your income streams. That's what he told me. That's a piece of advice he gave me. The same fella who's like bankrupt from crypto scams. Like,
Maybe he was teaching you from like experience.
but this was during what do they call him? He was like Loverboy, not Loverboy.
Drake.
That's the wrong term. Uncle Roger's Boogie, where like everyone loved him. He was like internet sweetheart. That was like peak of that before everyone hated his ass for
Right.
lying
So-
about having cancer and whatnot.
Legend Boogie.
When the calm before the storm Boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just like, maybe he kind of had an Anakin type story arc.
A development.
Mm.
Yeah. So does that mean he's gonna have who's Boogie's Luke to redeem him? Who's the Emperor?
The Emperor is
Keemstar?
Keemstar, yeah. Maybe the New Hope hasn't arrived yet. Maybe the New Hope is still a baby. Maybe it's some Kai Cenat.
Well, the only thing that will reveal that to be true or not is time.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. So, as far as Randy, I'm not going to tell you. So I'm going to go to the next question. Miniature Rani says, "Hey Jar, part-time listener, full-time gooner here. With Gladiator 2 coming out and revealing it's got a heap of rappers making songs for the historical Roman movie, what are some of the worst uses of licensed or ill-fitting music in movies? I remember Adam from YMS criticizing Into the Spider-Verse for how it used its music. For me, it would be the awkward way the forced popular music in Suicide Squad 2016, just to capitalize on the popularity of Guardians of the Galaxy. Bear. That's a good.
That's
good
hard to beat.
I honestly think you can't defeat Zack Snyder for this. You can't. It's impossible. Like, Sucker Punch has one of the worst soundtracks I ever created.
Yeah, and Watchmen.
Yeah.
Like, the soundtrack isn't bad. It's just like
The way they used
the nail is like in the perfect spot on the head. That head is long exploded.
Have you seen what it is yet? Have you seen what it is yet?
Yeah. Awesome choice of reference there, bro.
Well, you know how I feel about Rolf.
How everyone feels about Rolf.
Does anyone even know, like... well, like, Zuma would get that reference now.
Yeah. It's not like, what was his weather song? It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a real fine day.
Oh, you're right. Oh, I'd forgotten about that completely.
More fucking platitude music. Fuck you, Rolf.
No, he was royal.
Yeah, he like painted the queen. She probably supplied him.
Dude.
Allegedly. I'm not saying it happened.
It's gonna be a fine day.
I bet he was cool. I bet Rolf
You can't
was.
say that.
No, I'm leading up to something. I bet Rolf was cool, and then he met Prince Andrew.
Ooh.
Rolf goes to prison. Prince Andrew lives in a fucking mansion.
He gets to look after the poor corgis.
Yeah. Poor Andrew.
You could spend all your life in a mega mansion getting everything you want, and you got to look after the corgis.
And you're never allowed to sweat again.
I can't anyway, bloody. The Gladiator 2 thing is weird. I don't even really care about the music thing, so I don't care about this project. You know? It's like, I'm not even invested enough to even be angry at that.
Yeah.
Because, like, the concept of it is, like, Ridley Scott making it's kind of like if Ridley Scott was making the Blade Runner sequel, it just would not be exciting inherently, because he's just not really exciting.
He's a hack. He's become a hack.
I just don't get it. It's like, it can't be a monetary thing, surely. Like really? Like, unlike a lot of directors, he has been working for decades. He has an enormous catalogue. Yeah. He's constantly working. It just makes you wonder at a certain point, like, if the movies aren't even really particularly interesting or good, like, what is the motivation? He's quite, like, workmanlike at this point, it feels like.
Yeah, it might just be a thing of, like, where he's done it for so long, he doesn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the same,
and clearly, like, studios like working with him. I think he's known for, like, delivering stuff under budget quickly. Although the budgets are very big for these recent films he's been doing, and they do not bring the money, you know, the Napoleon movie and whatnot. Like,
yeah, I forgot he did that.
I can't remember the last Ridley Scott film I even saw, because he's just so uninteresting to me as a filmmaker nowadays. I heard the Kylo Ren Knight movie. Again, I haven't seen it. It's like one that stands out as being good from the past, like, 10 years.
Kylo Ren Knight.
It's called, like, The Last something. The Last Fight.
Okay. And Kylo Ren is in the actor.
The actor, not the... yeah. It's a Star Wars spin-off.
Yeah.
What's the button again for the Star Wars? I believe it's called The Last Duel. 2021. It made no money, but people say it's like his last worthwhile film, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I just find him super uninteresting.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to music and movies, though, you have to be like outstandingly bad for it to be. If the soundtrack isn't that good, then
serviceable.
Yeah, then you don't really notice. If it's really good, then you notice.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to think of like any. I'm sure there's definitely loads that piss me off. Like, I've seen clips. A lot of DreamWorks movies where it ends in like a song or something. It's just like. I hate movies when they end in a song with a dance.
I can blame Toy Story for that.
Toy Story?
That started the trend.
Really?
Yeah. Toy Story 2. That's what started that.
Oh, shit. With Wheezy.
Uh-huh. Which is a fire.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually funny, though, because it's like a Frank Sinatra song or something, and like he's been Wheezy throughout the whole thing. So it's a joke.
Yeah, there's like a payoff to it. But it's like you do it enough times, it becomes a trope. It gets lazier and lazier.
I just thought of the best one. Madagascar 3. Fireworks.
Ooh, yeah,
Katy Perry.
Sucks.
That shit fucking it ruins the movie. It's a masterpiece, and then it just takes a shit on it.
What would have been the song? Like a Death Grip song?
That would have been awesome if they went just like crazy with it.
Just something like surreal. Like get like a really weird like David Byrne song or something.
Or like the soundtrack from
Tom York.
yeah, like a Radiohead song. No, I'm thinking like Hereditary. You know, when all the voices are like,
oh yeah.
He's doing like the fucking circus.
It's like really tense and like,
yeah,
it's all
that
on the
would
line.
rock.
Mm.
But yeah, they dorked it.
That's a good one.
I mean, the same scene, because you know what, the Will.i.am part from Madagascar 2, fire.
Which one? He did the whole soundtrack.
I've been around the world. When Alex
on
is
the
doing
spot,
the dance
yeah.
and his dad is like, "Oh shit, my son is fire. He's got the moves." Yeah,
that's like if I wanted to. Hans Zimmer's composed a lot of scores, including Gladiator, right? So like on all these live shows that they do, you know, you can go to London and they put like an orchestra on to do like Hans Zimmer's scores. Those are all I would. If there was a 1, 2, 3 Madagascar one, I would go to that. I don't care about any of the.
What if
dumb
it
shit
ended
he's
with
done.
Katy Perry though?
Is it a new song?
Does it matter?
have you seen that?
Yeah.
It's really embarrassing, huh?
Yeah, and there's Law where she's like working with a problematic producer or something.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I thought the whole point was it was like a girl boss song.
Yeah, but she's working with a guy who like I think assaulted Kesha.
Oh my god!
And it's like a girl power song, and yeah, it's just like, oh, so this isn't.
It's like manufactured.
Yeah, it's manufactured. Just horse shit.
I always I have this like inherent sympathy for Katy Perry. Because like whenever she performs, it kind of there's like this element of pain. You hear it in her, like it sounds painful.
Have you seen that creepy video where her eye malfunctions?
Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah.
They must all be on such insane drug cocktails.
Yeah.
They must be. It must be like debilitating to be that level of famous.
Yeah, and
Must
to be a
break you.
performer like that, you know.
Well, you can hear it in her
Comfortably
voice. It sounds
numb,
like,
yeah.
oh my god, like, please take a sip of water or something. It sounds sore. Are you okay? What did Russell Brand do to you?
She is she's married to Orlando Bloom now, so she's recovered.
Ah, okay.
Did you ever see
I forgot about
the
that. I always
picture
forget
of
that.
Orlando Bloom naked on the like board thing?
No.
And he's got a fucking monster dong.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got a flaccid monster dong.
He's a shower.
Yeah, 100%. Of course he would be.
Of course he is.
With aim like that.
Yeah.
I like Orlando Bloom.
Remember when he punched Justin Bieber? Remember that?
Did he?
Yeah.
For what?
I think it was during that era because he was like Justin Bieber was being an asshole and he punched him or something. I don't know. This was a long time ago. But then the whole like Justin Bieber thing now is so weird because like he was like a 16-year-old and everyone was like they want well no get him.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's just not fair. And
he was like a child star. He was
his
basically groomed into it.
P Diddy.
It's
like
true. Usher and yeah.
That he's seen some shit, guarantee.
Of course. And then got limes.
Yeah, he did. I wonder if he had a tick.
That's how you get limes, isn't it? Or are there other ways of getting limes?
I'm sure there's
insect
more
jowling. You'll know.
Yeah.
AJ Hunter says, "Where's next for the bros to go so we can get another holiday episode?"
Excuse me? These motherfuckers hate it.
They liked it. They liked it when we both went. They just didn't like it when I go. When it's both. I don't know. I feel like I really want to go to Amsterdam still.
Yeah, 100%.
Bit closer than Vegas too.
Yeah. Yeah, I just worry about the like I didn't really want to leave Vegas, to be honest.
I'm like, still there. Like half of me is still there. Yeah.
Yeah, I left. You know, like a breakup. Like they take part of you.
Right. Yeah.
You know, Vegas took part of me.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I was wisdom toothed up.
True. Yeah. It's like it's the classic. It's so wrong, but it feels so right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is what that fucking hellhole is.
Your brain says no, but your heart says yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All the logic is like just run.
Yeah. Get out of it.
Your body's just like like just emanating dopamine.
Yeah, you can see why like Bruno Mars and shit just like go there, spend so much money and then have no money. Like apparently Bruno Mars, like huge fucking pop star, he's heavily in debt in Vegas with casinos.
It affects more celebrities than you realize.
Yeah, and like I can see why. If I was mega rich, I'd be like every fucking weekend. Hell yeah, let's go. So I think it's a good thing.
Well, imagine having a residency in Vegas,
dude.
That must be so surreal. Because to get a residency as well, you'd be so wealthy to be getting a residency anyway. It would be the kind of thing where it's like, that's one of the things I'm envious, I guess, of like America as a whole. It's like you can just fly anywhere under the same kind of banner. Yeah. Sure, states have different laws or whatever, but like you can go under the same passport, and if you're a resident,
yeah, it's quite the opportunity if you have the money to,
and yeah, you can just like visit any environment. So
yeah,
pretty much.
That is something that's underrated as fuck.
Well, it's why they have the reputation for never leaving the US, because they literally don't need to, unless they want to experience other cultures, which they don't.
Well, yeah, why would they? Yeah. They might like be common.
Yeah, there's that insane stat of like how few Americans have passports. Yeah.
Comparative to other places.
Comparative,
obviously.
Yeah.
Because it's around like 50%. Which
I think it might be under. I think it actually might be slightly under. Yeah,
I think it is. But yeah, it's why when you meet Americans abroad, as in abroad from America.
Are giraffes from there?
I really like that impression. But yeah, you're getting like a slice of America. You're not really getting the.
Yeah. Well, I was actually thinking about Vegas this morning, just in terms of like, if I was like writing a story or whatever, I feel like spend a week in Vegas and just people watch, and you've got like all these like, you have such a selection of people to choose from. It's like there's a character right there. There's a completely different character from a different part of the world, and it's like so varied. It's like so inspiring, just from that kind of thing of like.
Yeah, dude, I could make a whole movie about that blackjack dealer.
True, yeah.
He was fire as fuck. He rocked.
Danger, man. And the drama.
Yeah.
Just drama.
Also the tension of like
I gonna get shot?
Yeah.
Is it just gonna pop off right now?
We had that like bone chilling conversation that was like,
yeah.
if like you start hearing shots, just lie down and crawl.
Get on the ground, yeah.
And it's like,
But just said in the most nonchalant, like,
yeah,
that's just what you do.
yeah, and it's like,
Huh?
you have had that thought genuinely
From the moment you were born, pretty much.
Yeah, and there was when we were in Vegas, I don't know if we told this story, but there was like a brewing battle between this old like street performer who was sat with his wife, and someone dissed his wife.
Yeah.
So he was like,
It was a full-on like argument.
yeah,
But we were
and
right
like
next to
loads
you.
of people were getting involved, and then a part of my brain was like, what if one of them has
As a gun.
a weapon? Then like shit could get messy.
But that's what we were being told, was like, if someone starts arguing or getting upset, you just go the other direction. Like, just... just
That's so terrifying, and I don't want to bring up the whole like gun debate thing again, because people in the comments get like funny about it, but like it maybe you don't feel the same way going to another culture, but like I never think about that here. When I went to France, I never thought about it there. When I went to Spain, never. Iceland, never. Any place I've been, it's not been something that crossed my mind, apart from America.
I will say, there have been a couple of times in London where I felt like, oh, you've got like barriers everywhere, because I guess there was a whole trend going with that direction.
That's true, and I have thought about being shot once when we got pulled over and the gun squad rolled up.
Right, yeah.
Because
That was
like
wild.
normally it's not something you imagine someone could have concealed.
And the only time I've seen law enforcement with guns is in London.
London, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not only guns, it's not like a pistol, it's a fucking submachine
SMG,
gun,
yeah.
or an assault rifle. Like,
Mhm.
they're
Like
packing-
serious stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't pull shit because you'll just get gunned down.
Yeah, can't remember how we got there, but we certainly did. And Butt Temple Z has this to say. Bear may I declare. Have you boys ever heard of the Gombe Chimpanzee War? It was a recorded war between two tribes of chimps that lasted over 4 years. The war consisted of multiple ambushes against the opposing side, in which they violently picked off the tribe members one by one, utilizing guerrilla tactics in war bands and sadistically celebrating each kill by maiming the bodies. It's a really interesting story that I would recommend further reading into. Personally, I find the way the chimpanzees are even capable of waging war both comedic and off-putting, in that it makes war seem like an inevitable element of our nature and society, though in no way confirmed. The killer ape theory similarly states war and aggression may have been the driving force of human evolution. Regardless, I find the social dynamics of chimpanzees an interesting subject and believe we could gain further understanding in our own nature through observing their behavior. Sorry for the long rant. Jarling Butt Temple Z signing out. That's hardcore.
Yeah, I think
It's grounding. It's a bit of a like.
yeah, and like reflecting on our own history, because there's a lot of like periods of human history, or not periods, but everything before a certain point is like like we've got a kind of an idea of what was going on.
All right, like, there's just not that much evidence because
Yeah.
how long ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that shit was going on. It's
Oh, it
so,
would have been brutal. Yeah,
yeah,
just absolutely.
so within our nature. But also the fact that there are teams. You know, there's
Yeah.
like clans and
And
it's
like, yeah, we create.
simultaneously within our nature to cooperate as much as it is to combat.
Yeah, it's like a way of growing your group. It seems like part of growing your group is to have an enemy group that needs to motivate the growth of your group.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like you have to have some enemy, something that threatens you or is different from you in some way.
Yeah,
that you need to.
It's why the idea of like pacifism on a global scale is like, then you're gonna be the one that's trampled.
Right. If us as an
Yes.
island was like, you know what, let's just get rid of all of our defense and let's be chill.
Yeah. And it's like, it's just a matter of time until someone rocks along who's like, well, our thing is the total opposite and you're fucked because you're not going to do anything.
Yeah, our philosophy is conquering. How are you going to deal with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are like, sci-fi often plays with this and creates like a race of aliens that are warmongers, the Krogans or whatever.
Yeah,
But it's like, that is us. Like, that is us.
Like every race in Mass Effect is built off of like one aspect
A
of
hyper-exaggerated,
humanity.
like, yeah, that's clever. But that is fascinating. I think that is kind of the reason that I was joking about it last week, that like people just love watching ape movies and monkeys and just stuff like that. We just have this inherent affinity towards, because I think even if you don't believe in evolution or anything like that you can see something in there that's like
100%. It's like they just kind of are us.
the DNA crossover is just so immense. We're really not that far apart. And then you watch things like, Revert to Monkey mentioned the Orangutan Jungle School TV show, which I've seen some of.
Yeah.
And like, when they are like they are basically forming tribes, and depending on where these tribes are forming in the world, they're picking up certain skills and developing certain cultures. And it's like, we see them as like primitive compared to us, but it's like, man, this is like really sophisticated. They got thumbs. They be creating tools. They're waging war. Man.
Yeah.
I personally can't get enough of it. I wish there was more orangutan like documentary stuff, and just, I suppose they're fairly rare. And the Gigantopithecus, what a cool idea! Just making
the giant orangutan.
fucking enormous orangutan that just used to exist, I guess.
Like, actually,
yeah, it was real, but it just went extinct.
No fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Gigantopithecus.
That would be terrifying, though.
Yes, it's like unimaginable horror. It's Let me double check. I need to fact check. Jamie, check it.
Oh, I was thinking about Jamie from Joe Rogan the other day. What a fucking lucky guy.
What a gig,
Yeah,
bro. What
Do
a
you think
gig.
When Joe Rogan was offered like 50 million or whatever, he was like,
Oh, he's paying Jamie damn well.
yeah,
You know that.
yeah. And it's
Mhm.
like,
He just gets to sit there, like,
sit there and Google.
observe these.
Yeah, he gets to see
Terrence
all that
Howard,
stuff. I'm sure he's got to be putting in the hours, you know.
Yeah, you have to be dedicated. He
there's
does like a podcast every day.
Yeah, it's
So
a
you're-
crazy grind, like to the point where it's kind of.
But like, he'll be able to retire easily off like.
Oh yeah, he could have retired fucking 5 years ago.
So Gigantopithecus was real. An extinct genus of ape that lived in southern China from 2 million to approximately 300,000 to 200,000 years ago, during the early to middle. I can't say that. Yeah, and look, I'll show you an image of the kind of scale of them. They kind of look
Jesus.
like, why am I blanking on the, Red Dead, you like kill the last one.
Oh, the Sasquatch.
Yeah, the Sasquatch kind of looks like a Sasquatch.
Maybe that's what he was. Maybe that's what Bigfoot was.
That's creepy, man. Though that's too big. It's too much.
Yeah.
That's horrifying,
Big ape.
but kind of awesome too.
Very cool.
Especially if they did have a level of like sophistication.
Yeah. But the thing is, like,
What's the advantage of being that big? Like, why would it evolve to be that big? That seems almost like
was it to do with how much oxygen was in the air?
I don't know if it's
because that's why
I don't know if
bugs
it's from
were bigger,
then.
right?
but that's from like
Oh.
that's like a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I don't know when these.
This is
apes were
closer.
around. Right. Because there were also those giant sloths.
Yeah.
Which
I
just
guess,
got
yeah, there was just a
planted.
period
I mean,
when mammals-
they would be creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Giant sloth.
I suppose you got whales. They're giant mammals.
Yeah. I mean, what would fuck with you? If you're that big.
Yeah. But
Just
like if
means
they
you gotta
don't,
eat
they
big.
they are herbivores, aren't they?
Yeah, so
Like,
they
imagine how much they'd
mega
eat.
plants.
Yeah.
I mean, like back then, there would have been more vegetation, right? There wouldn't
Suppose
be-
so,
there
yeah.
wouldn't be cities and shit and deforestation and farms.
True. That really breaks my brain sometimes, just like considering that is something that at some point on this earth could be interacted with and was like part of it. I really like try and engage my imagination sometimes and just be like interacting with even like a giant squid in the water.
Oh my
just
God.
just when things get to a certain scale, it's like so horrific almost.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It like activates this fight or flight thing in your brain. It's
There's-
like, oh, I feel like the insect in the spider's web right now, like this thing that's just
Yeah,
outclassing
yeah, yeah.
me.
There's a really good video again by Jacob Geller, who I mentioned in the last
Yeah, you did.
episode. I think it's called Fear of the Deep or something, but just about how little we know about these things, and the idea of like Cthulhu or some sort of deep sea creature has
Yeah.
existed in loads of different cultures, and it's like, did they experience
Or like the Leviathan on
yeah
boats and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
did they experience like this crazy 1 in a million like encounter with a giant creature and they survived and told the tale, and then it becomes like mythologized?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think a lot of our like stories and myths were just like passed down vocally.
yeah, just stories like diluted way over time. And
That's
there's
what, like,
those
the
giant
Iliad and
bears
stuff.
as well,
Mm-hmm.
like mega bears. That's the most terrifying of all.
You think mega bears is worse than terror birds? Because we mentioned the terror birds last week.
Yeah, because birds. I think they're about equal. You're equally fucked.
Equally fucked, yeah.
Like, what could you do?
And the giant bears just make me think of Elden Ring. I hate those enemies.
The birds.
The giant bears.
Oh yeah.
They've got like tiny heads, but like
Yeah.
huge arms.
They just mapped the monkey.
Yeah, you're right.
Great ape.
I got 3 quick ones I want to end on here. HMPO says, Hippo boys. First, I just want to say that the discussion that arose from the why is Alex obsessed with birds question was insane. But I wanted to follow up on the part about hippos. While there are currently no hippos living in the Everglades, give it some time though. I'm sure some methed up Floridian would try it someday. There was a proposal at one time to introduce hippos into the bayous of Louisiana. The idea was that the hippos would eat an invasive water plant species, but also they would provide the US with a new source of meat. The plan was supposedly by former President Teddy Roosevelt and the US Department of Agriculture. Fortunately, it never got approved from Congress, and now we can see how horrible of an idea that would have been, because in Colombia there was an ongoing issue of invasive hippos disrupting the local ecosystem after they were introduced to the country by none other than Pablo Escobar. So yeah, absolutely wild stuff. I hope you guys read this. If for nothing else, I want to hear Alex attempt to say bayou. What are you supposed to say?
Bayou.
Bayou.
It is bayou, but you
Bayou.
probably
They're
already-
expecting me
you-
to say bayou.
You know how to say it because of Red Dead.
Yeah.
So
And
get fucked,
maybe
you toss it.
I actually associate bayous more with you know, Matthew McConaughey, True Detective.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what I think about bayous.
Yeah.
That's what I relate to bayous.
There are certain words though, like you can't laugh at someone for like not knowing how to say it, you know. Like look at the word placebo. I remember at school doing biology, and I knew the word placebo, but when I saw it written down, I was like, that says placebo.
Yeah. Lots of English is kind of difficult like that.
So yeah, like
It's complicated enough within English, then you go into
well, yeah, like
All the
bayou
different
is
cultures.
like kind of crossed over with French.
uh-huh. The one I struggle with most is I really struggle like enunciating Native American like words. That's one I've noticed I really am bad at.
Yeah.
There was like a song was nominated for Martin Scorsese's last film for Oscar. And on like a side, I had to like read the name of the song or whatever. And it's like, oh my god, I just embarrassed myself right here, right now, because it's so different to what I'm used to.
So if you're not tuned into that way of using consonants and vowels, obviously you're gonna say it wrong.
I honestly though would like to go on one of those like hovercrafts in the Everglades. I would do that.
Would you? I don't know if I would.
Why not though? What's gonna happen? If you're on like a nice big
giant
hoverboard.
monster alligator.
Wellesley234 has a penultimate one here. Just not even a question, just like I just screenshot this because it's nice. Enjoy the podcast, and they've helped with anxiety and such, hearing the advice and the funny stories. You're welcome, Wellesley.
And thank you.
Just a nice little one in there. And finally, Hack Snyder says, "Yo, Alex, I hate you. I can't stop listening to Cutthroat. Shake my head. Bear. Cutthroat, that's this one, right? That's this. That's Cutthroat, right?
That is Cutthroat. That makes it sound cool.
It does. The underrated humor of bad audio quality. Yeah. Well, that's it, bro. Oh, someone's gifted me something on Steam.
Oh, shit.
Let's see what it is. Hylics.
What's that?
Hylics. You ever heard of that?
Hylics.
Yeah. Hylics. I was expecting it to be like another copy of Bad Rats or something.
How many of those do you have?
I think someone gifted me Hunt Down the Freeman, which is pretty good. I wasn't going to buy it. What is it?
I mean, it looks like cool.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool, thanks. Well, on that note,
Go play Hylics.
go play Hylics, I guess.
I guess this is like gameplay.
Oh, trippy.
Yeah, it's like a trippy Final Fantasy moon thing.
I think to end this episode, you should pick a button and just play it. And which button you pick is completely up to you.
I think there's only one choice, really.